I'll
them,
just talk.
see how creative you can be.
Yes, yeah. I'm here to talk about architecture and what it can do for the built environment and for human behavior. Architects are grand manipulators of human behavior. What I've found out through my years of practice and now in research is that we aren't asking the buildings to do enough, and there are many examples, and my presentation was here to show you places in San Francisco where the Public Utilities Building has been built. It's 900,000 square feet of Class A space that does rainwater harvesting, captures that water, uses it for potable uses as well as flushing, then takes that water and treats it through a living machine, and on the street uses that as tidal basins as a separation, as what we use in urban streetscape to separate parked cars in the streetscape from people who are pedestrian. They have big problems with having enough water in San Francisco. So it's a big move, a policy move for the Public Utilities Building to actually have that as a demonstration project to show people that it doesn't have to be all crunchy granola, is what I call that. Other examples in that food and water nexus are the Bullitt Center in Seattle, which
We're videotaping.
is not fair. Okay, so the Bullitt Center in Seattle, which is recently came online, it's a living building certified facility, which not only is doing the wastewater treatment and the rainwater harvesting, it is also collecting power on its roof, so it's a net zero building. These things are available. It's not something that is, oh, I imagine it would happen. It is happening. There's all sorts of policy guidelines being put into place. If we would just meet the code or have the code be adopted that asks for the energy efficiency that makes renewables possible, if we ask for the water saving features being available in our buildings, the architects can provide those for you. And at the same time, when we're looking at behavior modification, when we design these buildings, it's just the way it is because we've already modified their behavior to do that. So I don't have my pretty pictures to show and go through all of this. If that is the last thing that I leave with you, if we're talking about water issues, we're talking about how we can use those and harness those to have green infrastructure, but then modify that green infrastructure so that it's food production at the same time, that water can come into play. And what it takes is for us to ask for that to happen, and the builders and the architects will provide that. I won.